Hello everybody, Timothy Bailey with Project Learn here with another video for us today. Today we're going to look at the two basic levels of language. And this is really for any language, but of course since we're studying English, that's what we're going to look at today. Here's a picture that sort of represents the two levels of English, right? What this man is wearing and then what the man is wearing here in this picture. So here on the right, this is formal language. Okay, so when you think formal, you can think about how this man is dressed, how nice his clothes are, how he looks, right? Maybe he's going to a special function, a meeting, maybe work, something like that. Right? And then maybe this guy, right? It's his day off. He's going to relax or going to go for a hike or something. This is informal, right? So we're looking at formal and informal language. Some basic differences between the two that we'll look at. Formal language is what we would call correct language or prescribed language, right? Prescribed meaning this is how you are intended to do something. Informal language is less correct or even incorrect at times. For formal language, we are looking at formal settings, so school or something that's official, things like speeches and presentations. Informal language is the everyday language, social settings, right? Friends hanging out, things like that. Formal language uses longer words, bigger words, and longer sentences. For informal language, we use much shorter sentences and smaller words. We also use contractions, right? When we take two words and we combine them into one with an apostrophe. Formal language uses higher level vocabulary, right? This can be technical language or academic language, or even just older words, right? Words that we might say are archaic or obsolete. Informal language uses lower level vocabulary. It also includes slang and curse words. Those are the bad words, right? That your parents or your teacher will not want you to say. Formal language has a larger quantity of words. There are more words that are academic or technical. Informal language, much fewer words. Formal language, right? In writing, there are no filler words. In speaking, we try to have less filler words, and we will look at those. Informal language uses a lot of filler words like well, like, these sorts of things. And lastly, formal language has less phrasal verbs. Informal language uses a lot of simple phrasal verbs. So let's get started. Let's look at these. Excuse me. Some language examples. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm good, right? This is very informal language. A formal conversation like this, a question and answer, might be, how are you today? And the person would say, I am well. Right? So notice here we're not using the contraction, right? We're more specific. We're using today, and we're using the correct form, the correct word here, well, and not good. Okay. Another example, our team got less points. Right? This is informal. Formally, we might change got to received, and the correct word here would be fewer. So our team received fewer points. Right? Notice also in pronunciation, there's a correct and incorrect. Here, in informal language, we're probably going to say our team got less points. But the correct pronunciation for this would be our. Our team received fewer points. Another example with a longer sentence. The children are going to go to the store to purchase some refreshments. This is a very formal sounding long sentence. In informal English, it might sound more like this. The kids are going to go to the store to buy drinks. So we're doing a few things here. One, we're using the slightly more informal kids instead of children. We've created a contraction, right, for are. We've also contracted or shrunk going to go to gonna go. In pronunciation, to and the often change to the schwa sound, ta-da, ta-da, store, and again, ta, right? We've also changed from this higher level vocabulary word purchase to the word buy, as well as refreshments to drinks. So we've lowered the level on these two vocabulary words. Another example. Where are you going? Right? Where are you going? You might even just hear where you going without this part here. The store. This is a very informal question and a very short informal answer. The store. A more formal question. Where are you going? We are going to the store, right? Just like in some other languages, if we know what the subject is, right here, informally, we often do not use it. We just give the answer part to the question. Now, some words, right? So we talked about the complexity of the vocabulary, right? Here's a word, wrong, cheap, buy, get, and give. These are sort of lower level vocabulary words, right? They are words that people would learn at a certain level of English, right? But also informally they are used, particularly in speaking. Some higher level vocabulary words you could use instead, right? Incorrect for wrong. Inexpensive for cheap. We looked at purchase for buy. Received for get, right? Actually, this should be received for got, right? The past tense. And provide for give. Okay? Much higher level words, right? Another example of informal and formal is the use of the word very, right? So informally, we use very, and we replace a lot of good vocabulary words, right? So we say things like very bad instead of awful, or very smart instead of intelligent. You can see here all of the words, we just put very in front of a simple word, and we make, right, the greater than idea, right? Instead of using some very nice vocabulary words here, okay? Some more examples, crash, dough, dude, and hold your horses, right? These are very informal words, right? Some slang and idiomatic language. So what does crash mean? It's late, man. I need to crash. Okay? Here, maybe some friends were over and I'm telling my friend, it's late, man. I need to crash, right? I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Crash. Notice also the use of man, right? This does not specifically mean a male, a guy, right? We might use this to refer to women as well, right? Sup, dude, right? Dude, again, similar to man, can be used to refer to men or women, right? Really, they're sort of talking about your friends or your buddies, right? Often. Okay. Notice also here we've got sup, right? This could be different spellings depending on how people spell it because it's not a word by itself, right? This is an abbreviation for what's up, right? What's up. Dough. We know dough when we're making bread, but this is something different. Hey, you got some dough I can borrow for the movie? I want to go to the movie with my friend, right? But I don't have enough money, right? So dough. Here, the idiom, we're not leaving yet, so hold your horses, right? Parents say this sometimes to their children who are in a rush, who are eager to get doing something. Hold your horses, calm down, slow down, wait, right? That's the idea for hold your horses. So how many words do we use in English? Well, spoken English, right, if you'll remember from the very beginning, uses a lot less words. There's not a lot of agreement, but in general, it could be from 700 to 10,000 words. And this is at the very high end, probably, for most people, right? The consensus seems to be somewhere in here between like 2,000 to 4,000 words is what people usually use in spoken English. Keep in mind, in the English language, there are around 1 million words. So where do we find the rest of these words? Well, some of them are older words, some of them are obsolete or archaic words, but most of the difference between here and here fall into written English, academic English, and technical English. You might have noticed this if you look at the literature, the books that you're reading, and the conversations that you have. There's a very big difference between spoken and written English. Some more examples. Toby, are you ready for the test? Well, I am not sure. That should be am. See, I didn't study much. In informal spoken English, we use a lot of things like well, see, right, right. These we use a lot when we're thinking or we're trying to buy some time, right, to figure out our answer, perhaps to the teacher, right, or our parents, okay? Another example, where do you think you're going, So here, right, this is sort of where do you think you are going, and then at the end, we sort of raise at the end, signals a question. Huh? Me? Just to the park, duh, right? So very short questions, not whole sentence questions, right? Here, we don't have the subject, so I'm just going to the park, no. And then duh, right? This means like, this is obvious, why are you asking? I'm going to the park. Again, very informal English. Some more examples, go up, find out. These are our phrasal verbs, right? Informal English, particularly spoken English. Go up, you might see instead the sales increased this year. Instead of went up, increased. Find out, Wilma discovered a new bug, right? Instead of she found out about a new bug, right? She discovered. Right? This should be students. Students are required to attend both classes. Required, they need to attend both classes. Our dog escaped from our yard. Escaped instead of got away. Here are some good websites that talk all about the idiomatic language, the difference between formal and spoken English. Check them out. And the next time you're speaking, try to listen for what is different that people are saying in their spoken English and what is different when you're reading English. Thank you and have a great day.